What up, dudes and dudettes of the internet? This is Dan, aka Dan the Vlogging Man, and well, if this room looks familiar to you, can any of you guess where I am right now? Well, if you said back up at college, then you're right. Yep, that's right. I'm back here at the University of St. Thomas for my junior year of college now. Yep, so hard to believe that I'm now over halfway through my undergraduate college career. So cool stuff. All right, so now with all that out of the way, how about I tell you about some of the exciting stuff that I did this summer, as well as some things that I did, obviously most recently, coming back up here to St. Thomas. All right, so first and foremost, one of the big things for the summer for me was a few weeks after I got out of school, I then took a summer class for a few weeks, or if that was a few weeks, down in Mississippi, and it was this class that was about a more in-depth history of the civil rights movement, as well as how it affects our world today, with our world today, I should say, with our perspectives on race and everything like that. I would really just say that it was a really cool experience because it taught me a lot of things about the civil rights movement that otherwise wouldn't have really known about. So I'm really glad I partook in that experience. And not only that, but I also got to travel to various civil rights spots along the way in not only some of Mississippi, but also Alabama and Tennessee. So that was pretty neat. So that was a good chunk of my summer right there. All right, so then after I got back from that summer class, it ended at the end of June. I then I then got back home and I started my summer job, and that job I had was really fun. It, I worked at this one computer repair shop in in a small little downtown area that was nearby me, and I thought it was a lot of fun. Now I knew how to do a lot of the stuff before, like virus removal um, and also malware removal, and then also basic PC tune-up like re reformatting a hard drive and reinstalling Windows and all that stuff. But I really learned about a lot of things that I really haven't known about before, like how to image or ghost a hard drive, and then also some things about servers and stuff too. So that was pretty awesome. And then not only that, something that I treated myself to each week, typically towards the end of the week, was this one deli that was next door to us, and they claim to have the home of the best Reuben, and I don't know if I'd say that it's the best, but it was definitely pretty good. So yeah, I just love my Reubens, and especially that place too because they gave us a little bit of a discount. And not only that, my pay for my job was pretty decent too. So I got a pretty good I got a pretty good chunk of money going into my checking and saving accounts over this summer, and I especially needed that because I was keeping most of my stuff stored up here at public storage, at a public storage unit nearby. So that was nice. All right, so besides all that stuff, some other fun things I did in between were going to my cabin up north a few times with some of my family and friends and all that stuff. So that's always a good time. And unfortunately, this summer we didn't get treated to as much nice weather, or nice hot weather, I should say. But for the most part, it was pretty decent. It was still good enough for obviously doing all the usual things like skiing and tubing and all that stuff. So, hey, can't complain too much. So, hopefully, this means we're in for a pretty nice fall and not as extreme of a winter. Fingers crossed. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. All right, so then let's see, even some other fun things to do this summer. Well, I went to I went to go see some movies every now and then, and I would probably just say, without a doubt, the best movie I saw this summer was Guardians of the Galaxy. Man, was that a great movie. So, if any of you have still not gone out and seen that movie, what are you waiting for? Just go out and see it. It's just a great action-packed movie. So, if you're a fan of that kind of stuff, awesome. Let's see, then some other fun things I did besides all that. I also did laser tagging a few times at this one place called iCombat. They have them. I'm not sure if it's a nationwide thing, but I think they have them in quite a few states. So there's one of them back nearby me back home, and basically the simplest way for me to describe it is it's like basically a real life version of the video game Call of Duty. It's like the closest thing you can get to that. So this is not your typical little kids running around laser tag. No, sir. It's just your typical, like, you run around with these simulated guns that are similar to the ones that like are in video games like Call of Duty and and all that stuff. So pretty cool. Also, and last but not least, I would say one of the best things I did this summer, besides all that other stuff, is go to Six Flags with one of my best friends. And man, is that always a good time. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get to hit up one of the rides that I was really hoping to because it opened up just this summer, and it's this one really giant and steep wooden roller coaster called Goliath, and I don't know why, but for some reason they were doing some quote-unquote maintenance on it, and for some reason it didn't open the entire day, so boo. But hey, we got to hit up at least almost all the other bigger rides, so there would be Superman. Didn't go on the Batman coaster, so we went on Superman, American Eagle. What else? American Eagle. Oh, X-Flight. And then we went on just some other ones too. And also, Demon. Can't forget about that. And then, let me see, what else? Yeah, I think that pretty much covered it for the bigger coasters. And the only other ones we didn't go on also that are in that category are Raging Bull, because for some reason that line always has ungodly long wait times. And then also Viper. But other than that was a pretty good day there. Weather was pretty nice that day too. Unfortunately got hit by a little rain while we were waiting in line for American Eagle, but it wasn't too bad. We were by trees anyway. But by the time we got to the ride, the rain stopped. So, yeah, all was well. Alright, so that pretty much covers it for my summer. So now I'm just going to talk about some things that I did now that I'm back up to St. Thomas. Alright, so my move-in date, I officially came up to St. Thomas 2 days ago, and this time is a little bit different for getting up here, because now I have myself a car. Yup, that's right. Now that it's my junior year, I feel like it's time that I get a little more freedom and obviously have a better way of getting myself around, and that is the car. And for those wondering, it is a 2011 Toyota Highlander. So I think maybe sometime later in this video I'll do a separate cut and then go down to where I have it parked and do a little tour for you guys. So there's a special treat for you. And let me just say, I really enjoy the thing. It's just a base model, so obviously nothing too fancy, but for me, gets the job done. And obviously again, in a little while you'll see what that car is like. So, yep. Alright, so as I said before, obviously I have a car to get up here. So, in terms of getting up here, obviously I drove myself, had most of my stuff packed in the car, or most stuff I had left at home packed in the car, and then there are some things that went in the other car that my parents drove up. So then it was pretty nice for getting my stuff out of my storage locker, as I said before, because that's where I kept most of my other stuff. So the first thing we did when we got up there, obviously stopped at that storage locker, and surprisingly, I was able to get all my stuff out in just one trip. I seriously thought I was going to take 2 trips at least, but surprisingly, I was able to jam pack a lot of stuff in both my car and the car that my parents brought up. So good stuff. So at the storage place, obviously after loading all that stuff back into the car, came back here to St. Thomas and had one of my roommates, Eric, who's in the room behind me, bring all my stuff back up for me. So that was very nice of him. And the process didn't take too long either because I was able to because here for moving stuff in, they have little yellow carts that you can put various things in, like your storage bins and stuff like that. So was able to fit all that stuff in right in one load. So that made things pretty nice and easy for moving in. Alright, so then after getting all my stuff moved in, I just chilled for a little while, and then it got some other things squared away, like getting my TV set up, getting my clothes put away, and all that stuff that I usually like to do for getting settled in here. And then after that, just chilled for a little while. And then later that night, after getting all settled in and stuff, one of my roommates, again Eric, because he was the only one here right on move-in day, him and I, and then also another one of our friends that we got to know over this past year, I went to some restaurant right in downtown St. Paul. And it was actually right by on the place where my parents stayed for the night, because obviously pretty long drive up here from where I'm from, so they stayed the night. And the place they stayed, it was just their nice hotel that they have in that downtown area called the St. Paul Hotel. So obviously didn't get to go there because obviously just stayed here. But back to what I'm saying, the restaurant I went to is called Plaza Luna. It's right by the hotel, and man, was that some great Italian food. I myself had fettuccine alfredo with shrimp, and it was delish. Alright, so then, after all that was said and done, came back here to the place. Well, actually, they dropped me off at one of our friends that I was talking about before. They now have a house that's that's off campus, so just spent a few hours there. Then after a while, came someone who was there kindly drove us and dropped us off back here. Then chilled for a little more back here. Then called her a night. And now, most recently, just yesterday, quite a few things happened. That morning, the one roommate who was here at first, who was just here at first with me, Eric, him and I went out to Target to meet my parents there, and then shop for some things like some typical things that I need, like food. Let's see, food, beverages, and a bunch of other snacks, underwear, and all that stuff. Well, actually, didn't have to get any hygiene stuff because I had some of that stuff already. So again, it's just food, bunch of different beverages, snacks, some underwear, just your basic stuff. So actually didn't need to get too much other things, and it was just mainly food. So yeah. Alright, so then after that Target run, just came back here and relaxed for a while. And let's see, then what did we do? Oh yeah, that's right. Then after chilling for a while, my other roommates here, Connor and Tyler, excuse me, finally came and we helped them sell their stuff into the apartment. So that didn't take long at all. So not too bad. Alright, so then after all that was said and done, I then was lucky enough to go out for dinner yet again, but this time with Connor and Tyler's family. We went to this one place called the Wild Onion, and let's just say their burgers are amazing. Or in the words of David Franco, bangin'. Yep. So dinner that night and the night before were hashtag huge success. Again, referencing David DeFranco there, one of my favorite YouTubers. If you don't know about him, just go check out youtube.com/The Creative One. He has great tech and tech videos, as well as just various vlogs and stuff too. So check him out. Alright, so back to what I'm saying. I had dinner there, and this time is a little bit different because I offered to drive there with having a car now, because I thought I'd give my roommates a break from driving every now and then. I'm just being the courteous person I am, and obviously just wanted them to check out my car for the first time, and they liked it a lot actually. So awesome. All right, so then after going out for dinner at night, just mostly came back here, chilled for a while. I had a couple cold ones, specifically a Bud Light Platinum and a Mike's Hard Black Cherry Lemonade. Good stuff. Especially the Bud Light Platinum because that was my first time having one. Because obviously, for the many beers I've had so far, in terms of the Budweiser stuff, I've had just Bud Light Lime, and then also Budweiser Black Crown, which is, in my opinion, one of my most favorite beers, along with a bunch of others. So, yeah, I'm getting to be a little bit of a beer connoisseur myself, even though I'm just still 21. Yup. Alright, so after just doing that for a while, I then eventually went to sleep around, I think I went to sleep around like sometime between like 3 and 3:30, so that was a good late night, so obviously I needed the good amount of sleep. Alright, so now obviously going to talk about today. Today's been a nice relaxing day. I got up, I think around sometime like around or after 8:30, I think. And I said a few things to do around that time. And among them, I said to go move my car, and then because it was in a horrible parking spot before, and I wanted to see if I got a better one. And sure enough, I did. And you'll see that, and you'll also see that when I give you guys a little tour of my car towards the end of this video. So then along with that, I also had to go to our post office because I had a package to pick up from my favorite t-shirt company, The Mountain. Trying to get that in there. There we go, just covering up my address. So as you can see, The Mountain. So I'm going to do, I guess, kind of an unboxing, even though I already torn up the envelope, as you can see. Some $10 off the purchase of $50 or more during the month of September. Probably not going to use it. And then, last but not least, here is the actual shirts. Well, I just got to take the sticker off. There we go. I'm sure that sticky stuff will get off in the wash. Put that there. And here is the shirt I got. Just trying to get this all in frame because, as you know, with The Mountain, they just like to make their designs nice and giant. So my face will be covered here for a little bit, so bear with me. As you can see, this is one of their dragon designs. This design is called the Standoff because, as you can see, it has some little archer there trying to slay this dragon. So pretty cool. And I really am digging this color too. It's a nice like burgundy color, some other reviewers have described it. So overall, I think this is going to be a great shirt. Yeah, buddy. Alright, so that about does it for this part of the vlog. So now to end the video for you guys, I'm going to go down to my parking garage and give you guys a little tour of my car. Alright, so here we go down to the parking garage. Hit B2. Oh shoot, I'm going up. I thought this thing was going down. I honestly thought this thing was going down. It's weird because I pressed the down button, but it was just, I didn't see it was going up. Don't mind me, this is just part of some video I'm doing. Have a good one. You too. Alright, so now we are going down to 2. And here we are. Alright, so as promised, here is my ride I brought up with me. As I said before, it's a 2011 Toyota Highlander, and as you can see, the styling is drastically different. Just gonna let this car go by. There we go. So here's the back end of it. Nice new looking tail lights. Cover ups again, just covering up the license plates. 4-wheel drive badging right there, because this is a 4-wheel drive Highlander. There's the other tail light, and a windshield, and third brake light. And I'm gonna try to get around to doing this, but let's just see. So here's the other side, gas cap right there. And how about we take a look on the inside, shall we? So as many of you know now, the Highlander does come standard with remote keyless entry, or remote keyless entry I should say. Well, not the smart key system, because it's obviously a base or LE model, so all you can do is just, to unlock it, just press this. And here is the interior of this brand new Highlander. As you can see, looks pretty nice. So, how about I start her up for you? Turn it off for now. As you can see, here's the gauge cluster right there, or right here I should say. As you can see right now, I've got 34,179 miles on it. Get that to focus. There we go. I think this originally came with a little over 33,000 miles on it. So, obviously push that up to there now, because I think it was 33,800 something I want to say. So, yeah. So as you can see, pretty nice looking gauge cluster. Me being a fan of red, I really love the red accenting around the tachometer and speedometer rings. So as you can see, they're all separated. So tachometer right there, speedometer right there, and then your temperature, fuel gauge, and gear, and the gear you're in. And right here is your typical trip computer. Now in higher up trims like Sport, SE, and of course Limited, you'll be getting an actual information display. So right here you just have your typical odometer and your 2 trip computers. So nothing too exciting about that, but hey, it's something. Then right here by the main part of the steering wheel, if I can get this show, there we go. We have our turn signal stalk, and also our controls for our lights. And it does come standard with automatic lights now, as you can see. Then over here, the standard fare of the wiper controls, and then also cruise control right here, which is typical of Toyota. Sorry if it's kind of hard to see. I'll get the lights on. There we go. It's a little bit better. Then right here you have your standard fare of power mirrors, windshield de-icer, which is controlled by, I think, some grid somewhere up here in the windshield, and it allows you to have your windshield be de-iced without having to constantly use your defroster, which I think the defroster is only good for if the window's steamy. Then right there, right next to it, there's a button for the traction control setting. Then after that, you have your control for the brightness of the instrument panel. Then right there, don't know what that button would be, but honestly I don't have that because that's something that's available only in higher trim levels or with options. As you can see, air vent right there. A coat hanger, or some people like to call it an oh shit handle. Then you have, let's see, just trying to get this light up good. Window locks, power windows, all the usual stuff. Manually dimming rear view mirror. And then also, hold on, I'm just gonna cover it up because there's my license plate number. Then also, as you see, I have a little tree car freshener. Then, moving on to the center of the dashboard, we have our air vents, along with a digital clock in the middle, and again, on higher up Highlanders, this would be an information computer right there. Then we have our standard AM, FM, and CD, and also auxiliary stereo. I'll turn it on, just give you a little demonstration of how it sounds. Then over here you have your controls for bass, treble, fader, balance, and automatic or speed compensated volume, which I have turned off, as you see. Then, so you can see right here for the functions we have FM1, FM2, but obviously just for different presets, because you have 6 FM presets, so you can have a total. That means you can have a total of 12 presets for both, or for FM. Then there's AM right here. Obviously nothing special because it just sounds like typical AM. And as you can see, the button also says satellite, but I think that's only available on higher trim levels, like, or to have the same system like Sport and SE, I believe. Then this is the button to have, or to change it to CD or auxiliary, but honestly it just goes to auxiliary because there's no CD inserted. And speaking of the auxiliary input, it is right here behind the shifter knob. So this is obviously what's replacing the cassette decks nowadays, so that's pretty nice. Let's see, also forgot to mention these buttons. So you have eject, scan, mute, CD text, volume dial, you can see right there. Then also, it also controls the power. Then you have your audio controls and tuning right here. FM and AM presets right here. CD slot right there. And then as we move down to, I'm just gonna switch it back. Then we have our hazards right here. Pretty self-explanatory. Indicator for whether or not the passenger airbag is on. Their single zone air conditioning unit, or climate control I should say, because this is a base model or LE Highlander. So as you can see, all of these are accented by nice giant control knobs. So as you can see, fan speed right here, turn it off. Obviously don't want to do that, so just keep it on. Rear defroster and heated mirrors, because heated mirrors are now available as standard. Rear AC controls right here. The controls for that are back there. Temperature control right here. God, I don't know why I was forgetting what to say. Recirculation, and if you turn this all the way to the left to max AC, that will automatically turn on. Let's turn that back up. AC button right there, of course, and then your different zones. And personally, I like that it has like these little lights now, because I thought the system in the older Highlander before didn't really look the best. So, in my opinion, this is a very nice upgrade. Then as you can see, coming down the center of the dash right here, have the port for the auxiliary jack, or the auxiliary audio input. iPhone charger I have in this power outlets. Then there's another power outlet right there. Gear shifter right here. As you can see, it is gated, kind of like how it is in a Lexus nowadays. Cup holders right here, which are very nicely sized. And there's more of them right here, and you can actually remove that. Sorry if it's kind of hard to see. The lighting here in this garage isn't the best. Downhill ascent control, snow mode, and that's about it for that. Then in here, just have a little bit of storage. In here, I just keep my glasses and CDs and stuff. And how about we check out the rest of the vehicle, shall we? Oh, and I also forgot to mention this before, but with this being the base model, it has manually adjusting seats. So you have adjustable thigh support right here with this dial, height adjustment with this lever right here, and recline. And also forgot to mention this, but you can probably tell already, but these are cloth seats for the base model, but they're actually quite comfy. So moving on to the back. As you can see, legroom is plentiful back here. So I think I'm about 5'5" or so, and with the seat in a comfortable position for me, if I were to be sitting back here, which would be rare for me, I get plenty of legroom and then plenty of headroom No problems at all. Hold on, I just gotta turn this on so I have a little more light. But as I said before, this vehicle does have rear climate control. For the base model, it's only single zone, so you have fan speed right here, different zones, and your temperature control right here. Cup holders right there. Then you have bottle holders in each of the doors too. Then under here, this is actually something I'm going to show you in a little bit because it's a neat little trick. Alright, so I'll show you right now. So, as you can see right here, this is just a standard bench second row seat, but now watch this. I can pull this. I can have this become just a little table, but it has another trick up its sleeve. You can just pull some little lever back there, pull that up, and then this just comes out. Kind of hard to do with one hand. So let's put that on the seat for now. And then there's another little thing in here. Pull this out. Then it just fastens right onto the seat. If I can even do it right. Give me a second. There we go. So now, as you can see, well, hold on, actually, let me put this in the center thing first so I can show you properly. So now, as you can see, we have a captain's chair configuration. So now, right here, you have some cup holders and a little storage cubby and all that stuff. So, pretty nice. So now I'm just going to take that out and put the middle seat back in. So as you can see, this is very easy to do. Get it. There we go. Fold that up. Perfect. Close it up. And now, as you can see, we're back to a standard bench configuration for this seat. So, as you can see, this second row seat is very versatile. So, now let's check out the rest of the car, shall we? Don't mind me, I'm just doing some little video. So then, this is a cargo area for his car. As you can see, it is quite roomy, and well, let me move some of this stuff. Put that in my pocket for now. Now, as you can see, you have a split bucket third row seat. As you can see, that severely limits the cargo area, but I'm making a video, don't mind me. Yeah. So, as you can see, not much room there. Put this stuff back in. Close this trunk up quick. Alright, so there you have it. There is my car I have here for this and my next year at St. Thomas. This 2011 Toyota Highlander LE, or base model. So that about wraps it up for this vlog. So as usual, do all the usual stuff like liking this video and then also commenting and subscribing. Just wanted to make this outro quick because I kind of look weird here just recording stuff here in the garage. So without further ado, I'm going to leave you guys to your own devices now. So see you later.